Hello, my stitchy friends. How is everyone tonight? Hello, my stitchy friends. Tonight we're working on The Amazing Animal Kingdom by Aimee Stewart. I'm trying to see if I came on. I think I'm on. Oh yeah, there I am. So tonight we're doing this is The Amazing Animal Kingdom by Aimee Stewart. As you can see, I'm not very far on this one. This one I have started and I restarted, and I think I restarted it three times. So I believe I started this on maybe a 16 count, and then I thought or was it an 18? I think it was an 18. Actually, I think I've only started it twice. I think it was on an 18 count, and I didn't like it, so then I switched it over to a 20 count. So this is on a 20 count gridded Aida, and it's 1/1, and I'm using DMC floss. So let's say hello to everyone. Dragon Lady says, well, this is weird. I'm not late for the first time. Hello, Busy Mom, and hello, chat. And Travis says, hi there. I'm going to probably pronounce your name wrong, but is it Sonia? Hello, everyone. Clara says, hello, Dawn and Stitchy. She says, I'm stitching Doorway to the Stars by Josephine Wall and Tried by Hate. And Alyssa says, hello. I don't know. I hope I'm saying it right. Sonia. It is a live day. All lives follows the other. Yes. Yep, that is. And Dragon Lady says, still stitching on Tempting Tangles November Sal, using silks from Dinky Dyes and loving them. Travis says, I'm excited to see this piece get worked. It's not very far, Travis, but yes. I'm hoping to get to, I think there is a lizard here, I believe. And she says, I actually should call into bed because it's 2 a.m. here. Oh, yeah, yeah. Dragon Lady says, if you do happen, fall asleep, sweet dreams. Linda says hello. Tina says hello. Laura says hello. And South Stitching says hello. All right. What's everyone stitching on tonight? Are we stitching on anything fun? So we're going to start on this, and I already, so this block wasn't, last time I did this, I didn't finish this block, which I don't usually do, but this one is one of those that just like stitching shelf, it does contain a little bit of confetti and ninja stitches. So it probably was a night, and usually these would land on Saturdays, and them are the nights that are usually busy, so I never really got to the full box done. So we're going to start there, and we're just going to go with the number theme that Saga has, and I'm going to start with this number that's highlighted. It is 3779. So we're going to have to get it out of my the drawer here. Tina says she's working on the Haid Sal. I'll be right back, guys. I have to go get my needle threader that I left in the other room. Hold on. All right, I'm back. Okay, everything was working out just fine. I had everything the way I wanted it. I thought I had everything, but I didn't, I guess. Okay, I got my needle threader. Linda says she's working on Once Upon a Fairy Tale by Aimee Stewart. Nice. Okay, let's get started here. All right, how was everyone's day? Mine was a little busy, a little bit. Yeah, busy at work, a little bit busy. Oops. Oh my God. Okay, we just had a tumble. So I'm gonna fix something real quick. Hold on, sorry. I touched it and it's tumbling now. Okay. See, you would think everything's perfect and then it's not because I don't know why it's tumbling like that. Oh. Okay, let's try that. So sorry about the, I don't know if it like, oh, it is moving. South Stitches says Patriotic Sampler by Crochet Go-Go. That's a good one. And Suki says hello. And Sonia says a stamp kit flower Lion King from Painted Fairy. Cute. Okay, let's see if I can get this going now. Oh. I accidentally hit the thing. I try to get my camera a little bit higher tonight because I was having trouble seeing my my fabric. It's not easy trying to get ready for a live, I'll tell you that. There's a lot of steps to it. I think what's coming in right here, that this little box, the square I'm working on right now, is going to be a little lizard coming in. I think it's a lizard. That's what it looks like to me in the picture. So that's kind of fun. I don't want to stitch all green tonight, but... the next number is going to be 3787. 37. Suki says, is this one you are starting over on? Yeah, I restarted this one. I think I was thinking it was my third time restarting this one, but I think it actually is my second time. It's just taken me forever to get back where I was at. Cause it's kind of like the when I was stitching the stitching shelf on Monday night. Yeah, it's a little bit ninja stitching / confetti. I might have to try some different ninja hoops because I feel like this isn't, I feel like it's should be tighter and it's not. So tonight we had, what we had for dinner, we went to actually it's a taco place here where we live. So we went and I had nachos. My daughter was at home tonight, so we decided to just go pick something up instead of making dinner. So yeah, we had tacos before my live. I was watching Yogi while I was eating. And she just got off too. And Suki says, I bought the Super Duper Library of Dogs left panel. So I don't have a super, I don't have any super size max colors, nothing like that. They're all just regular max colors. Well, most of them. Some of them I just have regular too. On Aimee Stewart's, and I do a lot of Aimee Stewart's. In my library of dogs, I have the regular max colors. And I kind of just want to stick with it. I don't know. I don't think I want to do this super duper chart. All right, I'm going to see where I'm going to put this. So, there's that one. The next one is 3830. And Stitcher says, I find that if you put the fabric in it backwards, it works easier. So what I have is not the right way, or the other way I should do it. I'm not changing it now. I'll do it another night. And then Tina says, I have found that the brown nerd hoop has the best tension compared to the other colors. I can't explain why. Are the brown nerds, are they circled, or are they like kind of squared like all this? Are all the nerds like this shape? I just went and just bought a little pack from Amazon on this when I was doing this live, because I can't get my Q-snaps in this frame that I'm using. Not frame, the stand I'm using. It's too thick or something. Maybe I should double try it again. I also had it had it not correctly assembled. All right, there's our one. Now let me see if I can park it. Nope. Down there at the bottom. Next number is 3834. Suki says, I have the round nerds tension hoops. Okay, maybe I'll go Google that after I get off. I love watching everyone else stitch the panels. It is something I can't fathom tackling right now. Yeah, that's how I feel too, Linda. I'll just maybe watch everyone maybe stitch the super duper ones and then decide if don't know if I want to tackle that big a piece of fabric. I mean, I do have some that are that big, I guess, but I'm already at a good spot in my library dogs, though. That's the thing. So close to getting to a dog on the ones I'm doing now. Tina says they are the square shaped ones, but Nurge has round ones also. Hello, Ruth. Hello, Max Color Stitcher. Hi, Ann. And South Stitching says my all-time favorite is a scroll frame, but not everything works on them. I don't have room. Well, I really don't have room for a scroll frame, and the way I sit when I stitch when I'm not live, I sit in a recliner chair. So yeah. So I usually recline my legs. So a lottery stand works so much better because you can put it in front of you. Or not in front of you. I can put it on the side of me and it works. Okay, I'm going to park this. One, two, three. Sal Stitching says, my all-time favorite is... Oh, sure, I already read that, sorry. Tina says, Nurge has a new frame similar to the Q-Snap, but I've seen them in shops overseas. So if it's something overseas, I probably wouldn't buy it right now because I don't want to pay for turfs and all that good stuff. It'll probably be expensive for me, maybe. 3859 is the next number. Linda says, you know what? I noticed everyone was so excited about the 6 portals, but I do not see many people stitching it as much since the Library Cats came out. I don't really see anyone stitching the portals either. Actually, I don't see too much of it either. I think the last person I might have seen stitch it was Nikki. No. Yeah, Nikki. Dragon Lady says, I have the wooden Nurge hoops like what Yogi uses. They're about 2 centimeters deep, but only go up to 12 inches across. Also 6 and 8 inches too. Okay, we have another project that is going to be 1 stitch and then a stitch and then 1 stitch. So we're going to be doing ninja stitching right now. This is why I have a lot of park threads. Next number is 3860. Travis says, I moved my piece around too much when I'm streaming. I sit at my puzzle table. Otherwise, I sit on the couch. And Suki says, I bought the Painting Fairy 2-in-1 frame. They suggest it because it's the one you can use in the recliner. I haven't put it together yet. Okay, so you'll have to let me know when you do. And if you like it in your recliner. And Jackie, hi Jackie, excited to see you stitch on this one because it's very high on my wish list. So sorry you're not going to get very much to see from it because it's ninja stitching tonight. And Sonia says, I have started the portals. Travis says, I've seen people build the puzzle version of 6 portals. It is 7,000 pieces. Jackie stitches on 6/4 yesterday. Today is the Library of Cats. So Jackie has a YouTube channel. If you don't know, I think she goes weekly. Right, Jackie? Go check her out. I'm sure the portals will be on there now. Travis, I was considering getting the puzzle of it, but it's crazy expensive. Hi, Rachel. Rachel says, hi, I'm ready to turn in and do my 20 minutes of reading before bed. Tired. Have a good, well, thanks for hopping on, saying hello. 3860. Actually, I probably should go to bed early too, because tonight we're supposed to get some very bad, well, it's supposed to be bad tonight and tomorrow all day. Well, I don't know. It's a very bad weather. So very high winds and things like that. It has been, today it was so humid out. Like, it was hard to breathe when I left work to go to lunch. That's how gross it is outside right now, here where I live. Yeah, so if it's supposed to storm tonight, like, it's supposed to start about 2 o'clock in the morning. So if that does, that means me and the dog will be up all night. Because he doesn't like storms. And so he'll sit there and pant until it's done with. And it just keeps me up. Because he's panting. Rachel says, I got some good progress in my new start, Enchanted Desert Oasis. Yes, that is very pretty chart, Rachel. Yeah. If anyone doesn't know, Rachel does her own charts, and she is the Top Bobbins design on Etsy. Go check her out. She's got some really good patterns. I have the butterfly, and it hasn't come back on my spin yet, to stitch on it yet. So maybe one day it'll spin, and we can do it on live. Okay, now I'm going to see where I want to park this. Right here. And then Jackie says, yes, I tried for a weekly. That will get messed up when I travel in July. My 6 portals progress will be on next video. So if anyone wants to see that, head over and subscribe to Jackie. It's called Jackie's Stitch List. And Dragon Lady says, Busy Mom, you are always so kind to highlight other YouTuber channels. Love about you. Oh, thanks, Dragon Lady. Why I'm sharing the love. This next one is 3861. And Jackie says, I agree. Dawn was one of the first people to shout out my channel when I was first got started. I try to, I try to look for, like, new floss tubers. I mean, I watch all my regulars always, too. Sometimes I get behind, but I do watch everyone. And sometimes I don't always comment, but I always like their videos, everyone's videos. But I do sometimes go look for newer floss tubers. And so if I find one, yeah, I do like shouting them out because they're new and they're not going to have all them subscribers just yet. So I just like to help out. Sausages, we are in drought here. It's really bad. We're supposed to, so we're supposed to get these storms tonight, I think. But right now we have a flood warning. It's not even raining, but I guess this whatever's coming through is gonna flood us, I guess. I don't know. But we have a flood warning until 7 a.m. And then a thunderstorm warning. Or, I'm sorry, a flood? Yeah, flood warning. Or is it a flood watch? I think it's a flood watch, actually. And then we have a thunderstorm watch right now going on. And it's not doing anything. The sun's still out. But it's very hot here. Like, I mean hot. Thank God for air conditionings. Because I would die. One stitch and we're just going to park. Let's see. Well, at least this block, when I ever get to it, I'll have all my thread just ready for me to go. Fill that whole box up with one thread. Here goes another one. Dragon Lady. Oh, wait. Rachel says, thank you, Dawn. Good night, everyone. Good night. Have a good night. And Dragon Lady says, good night, Rachel. And Travis says, new streamers like me. Yes, I'll mention you on my next floss tube then, Travis. Yes. Travis goes lives too. He goes lives. And he also posts. And he's doing a Pokemon project. So if anyone likes Pokemon, go check out Travis. It can be hard to get in, yes, when you are new. So it helps a lot to be tagged by more established YouTubes. Yes, it does actually, because that's probably one of the reasons why I have been built up, because I've gotten people tagged. So I think it's been a month or maybe last month. Jessie Marie stuff. She's very popular here on YouTube. If no one knows who she is, but I'm sure everyone knows who she is. She shouted me out, and I was just thrilled that she shouted me out, like she tagged me. Because she does have a lot of viewers that probably don't know about me. So that was very nice when she did that. This next number is 3862. Grace says, hello. How are you tonight, Grace? And are we stitching anything tonight? Jackie, are you stitching anything? Or is it, I don't know if Jackie, if it's bedtime for you. Like it's 7:30 here where I live. Oh, that just totally broke off the... Okay. I don't know what's going on with my thread, but it seems to be breaking a lot easier and kind of... I can't wait to get to one of these bigger animals like this elephant or that gorilla. Even though it's black, I still can't wait to get to it. It'll probably take me another 2 years just to get there. No. You probably will because of the way my rotation is, but... I've been having the little urge to start a new project. But I am starting one next month, so I guess I better just hold off till next month. Jackie says it's 8:30 here, so bedtime soon. My older daughter is away on her class trip, so letting my younger daughter stay up a bit later. Yeah, that's nice. My daughter went to her friend's house to stay for a little bit. She'll probably be back home tomorrow, though, because we have a concert to go to on Friday night. And hopefully it will not rain, because every time this fair comes out, it rains. It's our county fair. So... This next one is 169. Grace says, I'm good, thank you. Still working on traveling library. I'm so tempted to buy this chart you're working on. I love it. I think, Grace, you, Travis, and Jackie should all buy it, and then all start together. I've restarted this, so this is my second round to go. I'm not restarting it, though. I like it now. I like the 20 count. The 1/1. So this is 169. And Grace says, that sounds like a plan. And Jackie says, yes. Enablers. That's all we are. Enables people, others. I should make a, after my sewing lessons I get on Saturday with my embroidery machine, I'm kind of excited about it because I'm hoping I learned something I don't know about this machine. I'm kind of hoping that I can I want to start making some t-shirts or even some hoodies on this. And I was hoping maybe if I can figure out how to do the lettering and placing everything, that I could make a cross-stitch shirt. Jackie says, I love gorillas. I'm obsessed with them. So I love that the gorilla is in the upper left where I usually start. Yep. I probably should have started where the penguins are because I kind of like the penguins. There are penguins in it, yeah? Yeah, I think they're on the bottom. But it's all cute. I think when I decided to buy this chart, I think it was Siski that I saw stitching it. And I love seeing her progress every week. And I think to myself, I'll be there one day. But she has, so sometimes when you look at her, like hers is super size and mine's just regular. So, yeah. So I'll be able to tell if there's more, like, more detailed maybe. I don't know why I have such a hard time stabbing stuff at nighttime. Grace says, Jackie, I wonder when Haid will have another sale. Yeah, they'll probably have another sale 4th of July, I bet. And then, yeah, I think they'll have another one 4th of July. And Jackie says, are you planning to doing a mid-year whip parade, Dawn? No. Here's my thought about whip parades. I love watching whip parades. I really do. I love watching to see what people have. And I do have whips that are sitting in a drawer that you guys probably have not seen for a whole year. And they're actually my non-full coverage that you don't see. but when I stitch on my stuff, you see it all year long. So I feel like, I don't know. I feel like that's a lot. I've done whip parades and it takes forever, I feel like. And they're just so long. I don't know. I just feel like you already see my projects. Do you really want to see where the progress is where it is when you last saw me on my last video? So, yeah, probably not. Oh. No, well, you don't have to bark, little dog. No, no. I don't know why he's barking. You better get moving. I think he hears his dad. Alright, this next one. Jackie says, I bet the 4th of July, Grace. Hopefully they include Aimee charts this time. Yeah, I hope so too. And then South Stitcher says, Grace, probably the 4th of July. Yep. What count is this on? Grace, this is on a 20 count. Gridded data. And Jackie says, it looks like Michelle will be charting more of Aimee charts as 2 panels. So I kind of wonder if this one would be charted that way. If I don't know if I would start this as 2 panels. And I don't even, if she did a stitching shelf, because I worked on that on Monday, I don't know if I would do that either, because I don't even know when you'd probably be dead before you even get to the second shelf, because it is confetti heavy and ninja stitches. And so is this one. Like, it's taking me, well, I am talking too, but this next number is 225. I don't know. Are all of Aimee Stewart's shelves, are they all slow process? Like, are they confetti heavy like these? I have this one. Yeah, I have a stitching shelf, Amazing Animal Kingdom, and then I have the Library of Dogs, and then I just recently purchased the is it the Grand Library? No. I think, is it the Grand Library where there's and I really just want to, I might go look and see if I can just find I really want to stitch the fireplace. Jackie says, I've doubled my stitching count since January. Whoops. So I think I'm going to do 1. Mentally prepare myself for all of the editing. Somebody says, the double charts are charts that have been requested by people. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Yeah. So, I know she put something on comments, look forward. When she posted Michelle posted something about the animal one. She posted something about look for more to come. So maybe more people have asked for different charts then. South Stitches says, I watch every week, Jackie. I enjoy your process. And Jackie says, thank you so much. Jackie, I'm cracking up because I just worked on stitching shelf and the confetti like took me out. Okay. So Jackie, you probably weren't here. Monday is when I went live on it. And I was struggling just being on live. And we got to, within an hour, no, almost 2 hours. I think it was like 7 to 8:30. I was still on the same block. Okay, but you have to remember I'm talking too, so, and get my thread. But, yeah. It is a nightmare. But I love stitching it. I will say this. I do love stitching this one, and I love because if I didn't love it, I wouldn't be stitching it, right? It just takes longer. I don't know why these slow me down where other ones don't. I don't get, but it is. And like the stitching shelf, I tried to do cross country to make it go a little faster maybe. But then I get lost when I come back to it like within a month. Or, you know, the 4 weeks that I have. So yeah, I don't want to do cross country. This right here, I think, is a lizard coming in. Or something. It looks like a lizard to me. Sonia said, yes, Aimee. Aimee's are all confetti heavy. Yeah, they are. And then Clara says, there's a large quick stitch of just the fireplace scene. I think you told me that, Clara. I forgot to go look at it. And this next number is going to be 315. Missing Stitches says, good morning from Finland. Good morning. It's nighttime here, but good morning. How are you this morning? So 315. Jackie says a lot. I have a lot Aimee charts, and stitching shelf is definitely the most confetti heavy. Library cat isn't too bad. Oh, it's a parrot. I'm stitching a parrot? Oh, I thought it was a lizard. Okay, let me see if this picture will blow up. Oh, my pictures have cut off. Okay, we're not going to do that. Yes, you do. And then Clara says, Dawn, is the Animal Kingdom regular max colors? I always forget which ones. Some of my, like my toy shop is not max colors. So let me look. I need to put this in my, yeah, nope. And like, so my Library Dogs is not max colored, but this, yeah, the Amazing Animal Kingdom is max colors. So I know that is part of some of the issue too, but when I first started doing full coverage and I had the Haid ones, and like I like the Toy Story one, I was like, I don't understand why I would need it to be max colored. I'm just gonna go with regular. I never understood the big size. Like I didn't understand it at first, why they had so many different ways of charting. And then after a while, when you watch others, you see what they're stitching and you're like, oh, okay, that's why they do that. And then, so now I'm like, anytime I get a chart, I usually do max colors now. Because I actually do not like block stitching. I mean, I do occasionally. But if I'm stitching the same color and I'm doing it in the two blocks the same way, I get bored with it very easily. And I just want to hurry up and get done so I can go on to a new project. And I do have a couple like that. There's a couple of my Stitches So Beautiful right now that I have some just block stitching. Not all. There is some that have confetti too, but. And so like, well, another one is like my Nightmare Before Christmas. That's just, right now I'm just in these blues. And so when it comes out, I'm like, ugh. Okay, but we're going to put some more into it because this is your oldest whip and we have to get moving on it. Lisa says, I know this is going to be bad, but I'm not really in. She's not a big fan of Aimee Stewart. It's okay. We all can't have the same style. I mean, so I'm not big, like, I'm not big on, like the cat library of cats. I'm not big on that. And that's because it's cats. Like, I know, I don't hate me, but you see a lot of patterns that have cats in it, but I don't know. I just don't want to stitch them, I guess. I mean, I have one that has a cat in it. I'm not saying that, not that, but I don't ever see myself going out and seeking the library of cats, let's say. Now, if it has a dog, maybe, yeah, I'm pretty much for it. Missing Stitches says, Alyssa, that is just fine. Each of us like different designs. Yep, that is true. I just like seeing what everyone else is stitching. 320. It's a green. Jackie says, I don't like the block stitching either. I like the confetti. Yeah, me too. Even though I'm complaining about it, but yeah. I just get like, I know I'm getting somewhere on this because I know there's a head here or something right here. I know there's something here. And I get so excited. I'm like, oh, I'm finally getting to see something other than a tree or a sky. Because that's what I'm always in. So when something starts popping out on my projects, I'm like, oh, finally. Like on the toy shop, I've been doing that. I do that every day, 100 stitches right now. And I got to that, I did that airplane. I was so excited when I got it done. And then I got my thread caught, damn it. And then I have to cut that off. And now I'm in like the, it's not there. Now I'm totally in the ceiling now again. With, I mean, there's some flags coming in, but that's it. It's nothing real exciting. Oh, I hope I don't have to. There's struggle bus right now. There we go. Let's restitch that a little bit. Or actually, I was ending it, but I think I'm gonna, yeah. Got some buzz on it now. Okay, we're gonna end it. I don't know what just happened, but I got a knot on the top. Oh, Missing Steve Shot says it is a peacock's body that you are stitching, Dawn. just the body? Like, is this the head that I'm stitching or a body? I always thought it was a lizard. Because I've already stitched this once, and I was actually here at this spot I am now. And I thought it was a lizard. Oh. Three, 2, 6. Now I'm going to have to investigate this a little. Look at this picture better. So it's just the body. So it doesn't have the feathers in that then? Because there's not really anything colorful when you go around it. Mrs. Stitcher, its tail is the green blue. Its tail is the green blue and going down the elephant's side. Okay. I'm gonna look at something. Okay, this is Saga. Hold on, I'm gonna pull it up. Okay, so this is Saga. This is what this thing looks like, this big. And if you do this, turn that off, put the little eyes on, we can kind of see it. So now we're going to go over here, because I got to check it out. So this blue, so that's the body of it, huh? Where's the head? I still think it looks like a lizard. Its tail is the green blue and going down the elephant side. Oh, there it is. Okay. And then, sorry, but on the glasses, laughing out loud, you are not yet there. The peacock is on the elephant's back. Yeah, this little guy right here, isn't he a lizard? Yeah, I'm blowing it up. This guy, that's a peacock or a lizard? See, Jackie says it looks like a lizard too. I think it's a lizard. That's where I'm at. It's a bird, not the peacock. Oh. Okay. We'll keep stitching. It is a nice one. Okay, let me do my thing here. Put it back. Oh, what number was I on? I was right here. Was I? I didn't color my thing in, so now I have to figure out where it was at. Oh, here. Oh, here. Let me see stitches. Oh, I already read that. Grace says it's a bird of some sort. It kind of looks like a bird that lost its feathers. I still think it looks like a lizard. Lizard with his head sticking up. It needs some eyes. Maybe that's the difference why we can't tell what it is. Someone Google it and see what it is. 372. I wonder if you Googled it, if it would tell you all the animals in the Aimee Stewart Amazing Animal Kingdom. Wonder if ChatGPT can tell you that. That's my new best friend, ChatGPT. If you don't understand something, just chat to him, and he'll tell you exactly. I wouldn't mind if Aimee Stewart could come out with a, wouldn't it be neat to see a library, like a farm library theme? Or the other one I was thinking the other day would be like a quilting one. Or one that is like geared to maybe crafts. A crafting shelf. Grace said, it kind of looks like a bird that lost its feather, yeah? I think it's a bird. Maybe a parrot? Sarah said it's a cockatoo. And Missing Stitches says, as Siski, she is stitching the supersize max, supersize max chart of this chart, and you can actually see the bird. Oh! So you're telling me this isn't going to turn out right if I keep stitching it? I don't want to start over. I don't want to do I don't really want to do supersize actually, because I don't need that big of a piece. I know it shows more detail, but no. Try and find where I need to put that. Right there. This next one is 612. Jackie says, I love the idea of the farm animals. Yeah. And Tina says she just did Sanctuary of Stitching. And then Ray says, yes, I would love to see both. A craft shelf would be fun. It was a reward chart for the sow. Oh, okay. And Missing Stitcher says, crafting shelf sounds good. 612 is my next number. So my plans are to do 500 of stitching on my projects now. So sometimes it takes me 2 days to do, which is fine. I'm not sure if I'm liking that, but So far it's okay, but the last 2 times I've stitched has been a stitch-in shelf, and now this one. So yesterday I finished. I didn't get to 500 on a stitching shelf because I've told myself if it takes me 2 days and I still can't get to 500, then it's going to be done. We're not going to try to do 500 stitches anymore. Well, at least on the project. So maybe I'll just go back to what I was doing and do a project a day, and whatever count I get. Or maybe aim for just 200, maybe 200 or 300. But I think I'm going to keep everything on one wheel instead of doing 8 different ones. I kind of like just one wheel. So we'll see. I'm going to see what happens. Like, I'm not going to get to... What time is it now? See, it's 8 o'clock and I'm still on this block. And so we might get under 100 tonight. So this next one is 640. And yes, I feel like I'm a slow stitcher. And it could be because I bobbinate all my thread. And so then I have to take it off the bobbinate. And then, so it's in that kind of a loop because I cut it already once. Then I take my one strand out. This is probably why I'm a slow stitcher. So I did take one strand. I got one strand, and then I fold this in half. So because when I'm doing my 14 count, I do 2 strands. So this is my 2 strands. So I don't want to cut them all short. So then I cut this one in half, and one goes on my needle, and the other strand will go on another needle, and I'll put that on my needle board. But I don't do it on the lives too much because it does take time. And I know you're here to see me stitching, not to thread my needle. Star says, hello, Busy Mom and Stitchy Peeps. Hope everyone is doing well today. Yes, we're doing very well. We are stitching on the Amazing Animal Kingdom. Going kind of slow right now, but we'll get there. Just lost my thread. Yeah, Jackie says, I wonder if bobbins are slowing me down, but I really don't. Yeah, so I don't like floss drops either. I actually, I have CXC, and I started putting CXCs on like how Siski does hers. I started doing that with my CXC, and then I probably got 3 threaded on it on the card, and I was like, nope, this isn't for me. So now I've been trying to think of so I already have a master set that's all I stitch out of is my master set. And my master set sits in my living room because that's where I stitch most of the time. In the living room on my chair. So I've been trying to think of 2, 3, 4. So every time I do a live video, I have to bring my master set all the way in here. It's not that big of a deal. It's not that far. This room is not too far from the living room. But I was thinking about doing another master set for just my lives, and I thought, oh, maybe I'll try again floss drops, but the more I keep thinking about it, I'm like, no. trying to see my thread is. I don't want these. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Because we'll be going in that next box, so we might as well park it there. This next number is 720. Star says, I love this pattern. It is a nice one. It's very ninja stitching and some confetti heavy. It's ninja stitching right now. This one, I'm doing the regular max colors though. So Clara asked, do I keep the bobbins in the master set in those plastic boxes? I have, so yeah, I think it's on one of my videos that I did. Maybe at the end I'll show them, but they are actually these plastics boxes that I got from Michael's. They're made for, like storing your, well, you could store anything in it, but I think they're made more for like your paper that you use for like the crafting paper stuff and that, to make cards and that. So I think that's what it really is for, but I use it for, because it's clear and you can see it and it's kind of pretty and it's not ugly. It's something ugly that can sit on my table. And so the inserts I got from an Etsy shop that is in Michigan, because I'm close to Michigan. If you want to know that name, I can look that up. You can send me a message on Instagram. But the inserts I bought there, and then my bobbins I actually bought from the same place in as well as these numbers. So she printed the numbers off. And then I bought the clear things from them. So yeah, it's in a clear container that I bought. The container is from Michael's. Suki says, I'm working on my mobile master set, so I'm setting up with cards like Yogi has. I used to try and kit up each project and it's getting absorbent. So that's how I was, Suki, too. So when I first started stitching, I actually started doing just non-full coverage. I was really big into non-full coverage. And I kitted each project with their own thread. And sometimes them threads, like a whole thing of thread too. So some of them projects I'm not even stitching and thread is sitting in their bags. I don't take them out because when I do travel, or that's very often, unoften. But when I do take them to work, I don't want to take my master set to work. So I make sure the bag has its thread. But I only take non-full coverage to work. I've never taken my full coverage, ever. This one is 760. So that's probably why I have a lot of thread, because I did non-full coverage and I would kit every single one up with their own floss. And then I think it was when I started doing full coverage, I started watching Jen the Craftinator. And she said something about her floss in her master set. And I believe, yeah. And she said that she doesn't really worry about the dye lots, which I don't either. Because by the time I get back to another green that maybe be at the bottom, you might not notice it as much. If it's all black, then that might be an issue. But these ones that are like different colors anyways, I don't know if anyone will ever notice the lot is different. So yeah. And now some of the newer starts that I do on non-full coverage, I actually just stitch from my master set. I don't even kit them up anymore. So the only thing I kit up anymore is I put it in a bag. I put my fabric in a bag because I want them all in their own bags so I can find them. They get their own little bag, and that's it. And then I label the bag. And then they go in a little tub that I have, a couple tubs in my room here. And one time I had it all organized on my shelf now that you guys see in the back. That's my backing of my YouTubes now. It's my fabric wall. So I used to have them on that, but then I decided to do the fabric wall. So yeah, they got moved off of it. Janine, hello Janine. Denise says Cross Stitch Mel has a different way that he uses his thread. He doesn't bobbin, nay, or use floss drops. He's posted the video about a month ago. Yeah, I've seen that one too, but again, that's a lot of work too to get that ready. Like I've already spent, I don't know, it was a lot just to bobbinate the ones I have. So yeah. All right, we are on the last color for this block, and then we're going to go down to another block. This is 779. Last week I adjusted my master set to Yogi system, but I divided my set into two so that it is less heavy. Star says hello to, oh, they're saying hello to each other. And Jackie says, I think there is something wrong with me because using a million little baggies to kit my floss sends chills down my spine. Is that what he... Yeah, so I did that with my CXC because when I first started, I was going to do them on floss drops. And then I was like, oh, I don't want to do this. So then I put them all in a little snack, their own snack bag. You can buy snack bags. They're smaller than a regular Ziploc bag. And I got them from the dollar store, so it was cheaper. The box was only $1. And there's probably 100 in the box. And then after I did that, I was like, oh, this was a nightmare. I should have just bobbined. But my CXC, I don't really use. So I was going to try and do... That's why I restart this one. This one, I was going to do The Amazing Animal Kingdom. I think I was going to do tent stitch. That's why I restarted it. And so, yeah, I did restart this 3 times. First, I think I started on 18 count, didn't like it. Then, the next time around, I was like, okay, I'm going to do tent stitch with CXC. Well, I didn't like it, so I started it over. I wasn't very far, so it's not like I was far on them. I get lost with tent stitch. I don't know why, because the full X isn't completed maybe, but I do. So that's why I do full crosses. I tried tent stitch, it just doesn't work for me. Okay, here's this bird, or I think bird, lizard. It's gonna be his head or whatever I'm stitching. So I hope the elephant comes out good and the gorilla. Because I really don't want to go super size on this. Star says Jackie, she's laughing at her. Janine says, I would never have the patience to set up a master set like Chris on cross stitch metal. I don't have patience for that. Yeah, that's how I don't have patience to cut all that. Like, he was showing his last video, he's showing you how to make the boxes, the insert kind of like things to put in the box. I don't actually, I probably would have the patience, but I really don't have the time. That's my other thing. I don't have the time to floss. I want to be stitching. I don't want to be messing with my floss. I want to be stitching, and if I'm not stitching, then I want to be in my sewing something. I don't want to take a whole day of putting my floss away. I mean, I did that with this master set, but I think I did it in spurts. Like, if I was stitching on something, and I would just wind the bobbin as I'm doing it. Okay, that's done. Now we're gonna park this over here. Janine says, I just put mine on 5 sets of floss cards, which I store in a big toolbox. Works for me, laughing out loud. And then Janine says, I'm doing tent stitch now, and I really don't like it, but not restarting. See, I would be restarting, because, yeah. And, hi, Jerry. Good evening. I think my Mac computer just started talking to me, and it's in the other room. Denise says, tin stitch just feels incomplete to me. Yeah, I think that's what I don't like about it either. Jackie says, cross stitch Mel only has a few projects, so I think he can get away with, yeah, the bags and the, So I think that's another reason why his stitching is beautiful. I tried his method, but I feel like I tried it on, like, was it this one? No. I tried it on one of Aimee Stewart's ones that I was doing. Oh, it was on my toy shop. I tried that method on that, and I was like, no, this isn't working, because even though I do block by block, I was like, I can't stop and then stop. That's too many. I don't know. I'm doing it now with this, but yeah. I think the confetti heavy ones seem a little bit harder with his method. And I've tried different methods, and then I'm like, okay, I'm going back to my original method. All right, we're starting on this new block, and I think it's going to be all greens and browns, blues maybe. All right, this next color is 640, and so if you're new and you never see me stitch, I do block by block, and I do it in a diagonal, and I'm doing it by 5 rows, because I did take that off of Chris's, the way he does things, because he does 3 rows. So I started doing 5 rows, because I realized he made a point that you keep doing the diagonal, it just keeps getting longer and longer. So, and you don't get back to the start at the top. So I've decided just to do 5 rows till I get to the other side. And then what I do next is, so anything that's parked, I choose the ones at the bottom. So that's why I lifted these threads up, because I start at the bottom and work my way up on the park threads. Then after the park threads are done, I use my Saga, is the app I use for almost all my full coverage now. And I do the DMC number order. So. And I don't really follow rule, like I park at the bottom first, and if there's nothing at the bottom, I'll park to the right. I don't park to the left because I'm usually done stitching that side. This next color is going to be 3799. I use the metal method, but instead of doing one line, I embroider my cross stitch over 2 lines, so I don't have the thread and unthread as much. Yeah. At first, I liked it. I liked the method. I was like, oh, this is nice. Very relaxing. And then I started doing, so it worked on one of these ones. It was a block stitching. I think I did it on my Stitches So Beautiful one. And I loved it. But that was a block by block. So, or it was more block stitching. So it kind of worked. But then when I got to my toy shop, I was like, okay, I'm threading my needle every 2 seconds. And I didn't like that. So I gave up. Very easy. And something that works really well with Confetti Heavy and when you have ninja cross stitches really often, like the Library of Cats. Missing Stitches says there was a 50 needle stitcher who started stitch a block or 2 by row. She had each thread color threaded before she started stitching. And there I would stab myself. I'd still probably be slow even if I had my needles all threaded. All right, the next color is going to be 3750. I hope I'm still on because my box for my OBS says I've been disconnected. So if you don't see anything, let me know. It could be just my... Oh, never mind. It's on there. Missing Stitches says it does take its time to do the threading, even though the stitching might be quicker. Yeah. Here's a blue. I got a little blue here I'm stitching for 1 stitch. 1 little blue. My next color is going to be 3363. Missing Stitches says, I'm off to bed. Waking up at 3 a.m. is just too early. Yeah, that is early, but I'm right behind you after that. I usually wake up about 5:30 for me, and I don't have to be in until 8, but I like to do some stitching before I go to work. So, and actually I'll probably be up at 3 with you anyways, because it'll probably be storming and I'll be out with my dog at 2 in the morning. Maybe I should take a cross stitch with me upstairs tonight. I don't want that there, because I already have something in that box. All right, we're gonna end this thread. Three, 3, 6, 3. My next color is going to be 3722. I have a feeling this is the only block we will be doing. Can you guys see me okay? I feel like let's try that. I moved it over a little bit. I gotta move around. My legs are bothering me again. Yeah, there, that's better. All right, 3722. Skip one, and then we're going to do another one. We're going to put this on my board, 3722. Oh, Missing Stitches says it is 4:30ish now, and I usually wake up around 8 or 9, being on sick leave. Living alone, no pets gives me the sleep impossibility. Well, I'm off. Sleep well once you get it to that time. Good night, Missing Stitches. Yeah. 4:30. Whew. Have a good night. Thank you for hopping on and chit-chatting. 9:30 is my next one. It's a blue. Gracie has a spooky bingo. I said 3722 that last one, and she got a spooky bingo. Yay! All right, so we're gonna park down here. My next color is going to be 904. All right, I'm gonna think about when I might go live next. The only time I could probably go live would be tomorrow night again. So I don't know about that. So just keep an eye out. Friday night is a knower, and Saturday night is not gonna happen either, because Friday night we have a concert to go to, and Saturday night we're going to the rodeo. Maybe I'll try Sunday, but that might be a no too, because that is my day to go do my it's called Stitch and Bitch. So me and my friends get together at our little grocery store has like a little restaurant, and so we all get together, but none of them cross stitch. So they don't cross stitch at all, but they do crochet or knit. So when I go do that, I learned how to knit, so I do knitting. And I've been working on a washcloth for the last 3 months. I feel like. But I only do it when I go there, so don't work any extra at home with it. Janine says, I haven't been to a rodeo in years. We went last year. My daughter really enjoys them, so yeah, I'm just hoping it's not going to be hot. This weekend is our county fair, and every year that we have our county fair going, it either pours down rain or it thunderstorms, and everything usually seems to get canceled. You would think they'd pick another different month, but supposedly Friday night it's not supposed to rain, and I hope to God not, because we already bought these tickets for at least the concert. The rodeo, we haven't bought the tickets. This next number is 372. And there's just one, so I'm going to park it. Or, not park it. I'm going to pin. Three, 7, 2. All right, and my next one is 561. Suki said, "What concert is it?" So it's they're country singers. I'll say that right now, and then we're gonna go see. Josh Turner and Josh Turner and Scotty McQuarrie. Query, I think that's how you say his last name. They're both country singers. So I listen to country music, and so does my daughter. Well, she listens to a variety of music, I guess I should say. But mine is, I'm really big on just country music. So we see we see them on this Friday. And then in August, we have our state fair. And in August, we're seeing Billy Zimmerman. He's another country singer. He's a younger guy. And then we're also going to go see Lainey Wilson. We've already seen her, but we're going to see her again. So my daughter is really big on let's go to concerts. So sometimes she treats mom to go to a concert, so we both go. And then sometimes mom treats. So we kind of take turns, both of us. Okay, I'm going to park this, or not park it, I'm going to end this thread. This was 561, so we're going to put it back on the board. Janine says that should be a really good show. Yeah, I hope so. I've never, I think I've seen Josh Turner, but Scotty, I haven't seen him. So, as long as it doesn't rain, that's my biggest fear, because most of the time, again, it rains when this fair comes around. Me and my friends used to go all the time, like, when my kids were little. Well, even before they were born. We went one time, and there was a very bad storm going. We went to the concert. We were out in the middle of the field, and the wind was really blowing, so they made everyone get off, like, the field and either go to your car, or we went to the beer tent instead, thinking it might be safer there. And it was actually safer because we had something protect, like, on top of us, but yeah. The weather sometimes just doesn't work for that.
Snoring?
He was snoring. You probably just woke him up. Janine says, I have next week off, and it looks like it is going to rain the 4 or 5 out of the 7 days I'm off. Yuck. We actually get next Friday off. We have a 3-day weekend next Friday. Because it's June 10th. We get that holiday off. This next number is 895. It's a green. And it's more than one stitch, so that's exciting. Janine, are you doing anything exciting on your days off? Are you going anywhere? Or are you just sticking around the home? I don't do too many vacations at my work because I can't ever, I can't really build up my time. I get my time and then I have to use it. So yeah, I don't really take summer vacations or anything. Dragon Lady says, just had dinner with my husband and I can see she can see progress. Well, I only got one block finished though. Dragon Lady. I got to my second block though. Next number, 986. There's just one. Yogi posted that everything she marked in the app disappeared after she streamed today. Oh no. Oh, Janine, let's go back to Janine. Sorry. Janine says, sticking around home this time. I might get enough energy to rip my closet apart in the craft room. It needs a new ceiling in it. You should do that, Janine, and then it'll make you feel better, and then you can reorganize it. That was my fun part when I redid my room, as I got to reorganize it again. And then she said, but I will be stitching a lot next week. Yeah, that's what I'd be doing too. I tell my boyfriend every day, every morning, the dog looks sad because I have to go to work. So I tell him I need to retire so I can cross stitch and I can sew all day, and then I can be home with the dog because he'll be happy because I'll be home every day. He just laughs. Maybe in 5 years I can retire early. Doing early, we'll see. That probably won't happen. Or I wish I could just get paid and just sew all day. Wouldn't that be nice? This next number is going to be 890. There's more than one. That's crazy that Yogi's stuff all disappeared. Well, I hope that doesn't happen. Well, I won't be very far. I'm not spread out like her, so I'd be able to figure out where I put my stuff. So hopefully that doesn't happen to my saga. Janine said, I would love to retire. Laugh now. Yeah. Me too. I started working at the age of 16, and I had always had 2 jobs until my kids were little. When they were first born, I didn't have a job or 2 jobs. I had 1 job, and then I went back to school, and I worked two jobs. Went to school, online schooling, and took care of twins. And then I quit my 2 jobs for a little bit, and then, what am I doing? And then I got another job, and that job was at Joann's, and I worked there until I probably would still be working there if they were still open. That means I probably wouldn't be doing these lives then. And probably Joann's is probably where I got started on a lot of things, like sewing. Well, sewing was my biggest thing. Why I started sewing was at Joann's. And then cross stitch, yeah, cross stitch was too. One of my friends, I was asking her if there was something I could do with my hands, and she said, you should try cross stitching. So I got a little kit, I think from, yeah, Joann's. That's how I started. And then I went down the rabbit hole and YouTube cross stitch and found like the stitching with the housewives non-fold coverage, and I just loved it. So I was like, oh, and then I just started purchasing non-fold coverage. Then I went down the rabbit hole of full coverage. Jerry says, what do you like to sew? What do I like to sew? So actually I have my own Etsy shop. And right now in my Etsy shop is project bags. I love stitching my project bags. Just recently I figured out how to make a drawstring bag that I made for my knitting supplies. So I do have one of them in my Etsy shop. So I love doing them. So kind of like bags. I've done quilts. So the thing with the quilts though, is I have 4 that need quilted. So I just have the top part. So each of my kids, when they graduated 2 years ago, I made them a quilt. It's just red. It's the colors of their skull. So red, black, and white. And so at their party, I had people sign the quilt. Yeah, they're in my drawer right now, just sitting. They need quilted. But I also do like embroidery, because my machine is an embroidery machine. And I don't know if you were here, Jerry, but this weekend I'm going to this sewing. This lady sells, the machine I'm using is a Janome. So she sells Janomes. She sells fabric, she does classes, and she teaches people when they buy their sewing machine from her. But my sewing machine came from my mom, so it was my mom's. And when she gave it to me, she just kind of handed it to me and didn't really show me too odds and ends of it, but that was okay with me. So I just kind of been teaching myself. So we went to visit the store because I thought about buying upgrading my embroidery machine, but the lady at the store was like, I'll give you lessons to show you how to use it, because she thinks that I probably am not using it to my best value. So this Saturday I'm going to learn more about my embroidery machine. And when I was there in that store, they had a quilt tops, or just quilts, actually quilts. They were kind of more like lab quilts, so not like a full size blanket or a queen size blanket quilt. It was just more a decorative kind of like quilts. And she's like, your machine can do this. Your machine can quilt it. I know my machine can do it because I did it on one of my, so I have finished one quilt. It was my niece's. She had a baby and I did hers, and I did quilt it on the machine. I hooped it up and moved the hoop, but it's not like the best because I didn't worry about everything lining up. So that's why it's not the best, because I didn't line everything up. But that's what I'm hoping I get to learn. Like hoping she'll show me how to line everything up. And I love applicating stuff, but the biggest thing about applicating is I change my bobbin every time I change my color. So I don't know if I really need to do that either. So there's just a lot of kind of, I hope that I can get some answers too. Dude, I think I messed up somewhere. There's like 2 rows here. I forgot to, oh, Lord, I forgot 2 stitches. 1. I forgot there's 2 stitches here that I'm missing. And I wonder what color that is. That doesn't go there. One, 2, goes here. Somehow I'm missing these stitches right here. Anyone see that? All right, so I want to go here, they believe, right? Yeah. This next color is going to be 311. Jerry says, I have 24-year-old twins. Jerry, I have mine are 21. And I have a boy and a girl. And my girl is the oldest by 1 minute. And Janine says, my mom quilts and they are beautiful. Yeah. So that's the reason why I actually got my first sewing machine, was because I wanted to quilt. And I love... So I have a hard time with cutting, but I actually just got this thing. It's called AccuQuilt. So it's templates that can actually cut the squares. So I do use that. But the other reason why I wanted to quilt is I don't know, I just really liked it. But then I have a rough time right now trying, because I'm new at it. And I'm not no expert, that's for sure. Is getting my seam correctly, and then hooking them all together. I think I did something wrong here. Okay, that's there. That's this. This goes here, and I'm missing 2 stitches in this line. Yeah. So I'll have to go back and figure out where that is after I get done with these park threads. Travis says, what animal are you excited to stitch? Well, I don't know if I'll get it. What animal? Well, I thought there was penguins on here, but there's not, I don't think. I'm kind of excited about, if I ever get to it, is that elephant. That will be a lot of grays, but and then I think to myself, should I just keep going across, or should I work down and get like maybe some of all 3 shelves? I don't know. Yeah, Travis says, it looks like you have 2 stitches marked that you haven't stitched. Yeah, I do. I know. That means I thought I stitched it and I marked them. So I'll come back. This is 311. Jerry says, I have a boy and a girl, and my boy is the oldest by 2 minutes. How awesome. My next color is going to be 310. We got a couple of them. And Dragon Lady says, I've been quilting for almost just over 40 years. Awesome. But I hand quilted, so I had to experience in machine quilting. I hand quilt, so I have no, oh, she has no experience in machine quilting. I don't even know if I'd have the patience to hand quilt. I guess it'd be the same thing as what I'm stitching right now, though, I guess. So when you hand quilt, Dragon Lady, do you do like, you know, how the machines can do like swirlies and or hearts or... So for my niece's blanket, for my great niece, my niece had a baby, so my great niece got the blanket. That was who I was doing it for. I put little butterfly, yeah, it was a butterfly blanket. So I did the machine quilt of butterflies. So my question to you, Dragon Lady, is would you do that with your hands, or do you just do like straight stitches when you're hand quilting? Leanne says there's a third missing stitch of the same color too. Where's the third one? I'll probably come to it when I come. Okay, let me do these two real quick, and then I'm gonna do the two I know for sure I missed. It's right here. Right here. Oh, Lordy. Did I just stitch the wrong thing? Alright, let's put this down here. I think I'm getting confused. Grace says that was my plan with stitching shelf. I moved to different shelves when the season changed. I changed it back to working the top shelf because I wanted to at least finish one of them. That's what would happen to me too. Tracy says I'm a quilter too. I love doing FPP like Quilt Works or Jacqueline Jordan. And Dragon Lady says, yep, I do the feathers and all that jazz. Someone accused me of using a machine and then tested my stitches for being genuine. I was not happy to be challenged. Okay, I am going to first figure out what I did with these two stitches. No, I need to first go back here. And we're gonna here. And we're gonna mark. Oh, did you see what I just did? Don't do that at home. I just colored everything in. Alright, then we're going to go look at this for a minute. It's this row. This row. And I'm missing that stitch. Nope. this stitch. This stitch. So $8.90. Travis says, my Nana used to do liquid embroidery back in the day. Oh, excuse me. Hold, please. I'm trying to figure out what I did wrong. Well, first I missed this stitch right here too. Is that the stitch you were talking about? Tracy? Yeah, Tracy. I think it was Tracy that told me. So I needed 890. I have one on my board. Janine said, if it makes you feel better, I'm fudging all over the place with these tint stitches. At least it is all background and no one will know. See, that's why I don't do tint stitch, because that's probably what I'd be doing too. Okay, so I think here's that one square, and then this one, and this should be this color. And any color I have a mistake, it's staying that color and it should be okay. Because who knows, I'm just in like this tree or whatever. So we're gonna fix this one. And then I think I have 2 down here. I don't know if it's 3, but 2 for sure. Okay. So that goes there. Then I'm supposed to have 2 different kind of greens. Yep. And then them 2 there. And then 1, and then these 2. Okay. I think I'm good now. Dragon Lady says, but Janine, you just told your secret to 1 million people around the world, laughing out loud. We will all know when you show your picture that you fudged it. And Travis said she made a quilt with a bunch of ducks and other woodland birds. She also added babies that weren't part of the picture. That would be neat to see. And Janine says, very true, Dragon Lady. Turtle Stitcher, hello. How are you doing? Your stitching is looking beautiful, Dawn. Thank you. It's going a little slow tonight, though. So, I don't know. Bear with me. Yeah. And now we're going to park this one. Because I think what happened is I ended that thread the last time. All right, let's go back to what we were doing and we'll get another number. So this next one's going to be 936. Ruth said, I used to be about the background confetti stitching. One day I realized that no one was ever going, oh yeah. Realized that no one was ever going to know which green I used, not even me. Yeah, I don't. If it's green and I messed up, I leave it. It just stays that way because you're not going to notice it. Sometimes when it's a different color, you just got to watch out how the design's going, because I know like see, there's some blue here, but it's not doing anything, so it's okay. I do a lot of fudging too, if I mess up. I hardly ever frog in my full coverage. Now, I do frog in my non-full coverage. Because if you mess up on that, like I had a frog last week with my non-full coverage, if anyone watched my video. And it was a border. So if I don't fix the border, it's not going to look right. So, yeah. I do frog it if it's in my non-full coverage for sure. Now, I might frog it on my full coverage, but not usually. I just kind of wing it. Turtle Stitcher says, I saw that the 2 SSMS Supersize Max Color Library Dogs was released today by Hate. Yes, it was. Are you going to stitch one? Are you going to stitch both? Or none? I was thinking about maybe doing one panel, but then my one that I'm already doing is kind of a slow start, so I don't know if I want to give that one up. Turtle. Dragon Lady says, it takes so much of your stress away when you realize that. And Dragon Lady, sorry I met, okay, yeah. She met Ruth. Clearly my glasses are not doing the job. Dragon Lady got new glasses the other day, so her glasses must not be working very well. And I'm struggling trying to figure out where these grid lines are. Okay, we're over here now. And I want to go here. 1, 2. This next number is 950. Turtle Stitcher says, I'm not going to stitch the huge library of dogs. The huge library of cats is good enough for me. So you're just doing the cat one. Okay. And are you, Turtle Stitcher, are you doing the all-on-one piece of fabric, or are you doing just 2 different panels? On 2 different fabrics, I guess I should say. Turtle Stitcher said, it was intriguing that Michelle said on Facebook that they are thinking about doing the split charts with some other. Yeah, I saw that too. That is very interesting. So earlier we were discussing that. We were trying to figure out what do you think they will be, what they were doing. Do you think someone else requested something else, or do you think Michelle's going to be doing it? So someone suggested maybe they were going to do this one that I'm doing right now, Animal Kingdom. I mean, they probably got a lot of reviews on the cat one, but do you think everyone will keep buying them if they're that big? That would be my worry. You would never get any of them done. Not that I'm trying to get anything done. I'm not. But Travis says, I was saying in Yogi Stream today, we need a library of dragons. Yeah, that would be a nice one. I think that wouldn't go over very well. I probably wouldn't stitch it, but yeah, I mean, I think that would definitely sell. And Clara says, those who are saying they're stitching the 2 supersized max, yes, on one fabric, does that mean the 2 middles will join right in the middle? It's supposed to. I mean, that's what they're saying. The people that are stitching it is telling us that. I don't know. And Jerry says, "Oh, Library of Dragons would be fun." Yeah. I finally received the 2 yards of 25 count. Oh, this is Turtle Stitcher saying, "I finally received the 2 yards of 25 count that I will need to stitch the whole library of cats on one piece." Okay, so you're doing the whole on one piece. And Janine says, "I think a lot more people bought the double supersized max color of Library Cats than Hayde thought they would." Yeah, I think so too. And Turtle Stitcher says, "I like to think that I started a trend with requesting the..." You did start a trend, Turtle Stitcher. You did. We will probably keep buying them because we are in denial and believe we can do them all. Or just love stitching them more than finishing. Yeah. Or we'll just buy it and stitch it because everyone else is doing it because we're all are seeing everyone do it, so we have to do it. This next one is 3364. Suki said, "Michelle said they would meet in the middle. I read that today." And Jill Stitcher says, "I think it's possible that two sides of the Library Cats would have slight different shades of colors on each side, and there could be a noticeable difference. I guess we will find out when we get there." If anyone gets there. Well, the person that's going to get there is Kamari. She is probably going to get there before anyone. And if anyone watches her, she is... I don't watch her every day, but every once in a while I'll just turn her replay back and I'll just see where she's at on it. And I'm like, she was just at the corner and now she's way in the middle. Like, she's a fast stitcher. I probably need to watch fully because sometimes when I watch her, I feel like I don't even see her thread a needle. Does she thread her needles already? Pre-thread them? Does anyone know? Maybe? I don't know. I don't know if anyone watches her. Most of the time she comes on when I'm still kind of sleeping. It's early in the morning, and then sometimes I can see her when I'm like drinking my coffee. Not always. Travis says, "I've seen her thread them." She does. Okay. I think Kamari has little elves working behind. Crazy? I believe you too. I think so too. This next one is 3371. Her little elves are probably threading her thread for her. Maybe I should teach my dog to thread my threads for me. Think that'll work? She does use a needleboard, but I have seen her thread needles. I have seen her threaded needles. Okay. Wonder what her needleboard looks like. Or did she do a video on that, I think? Turtle Stitcher says, I've been missatisfied by her stitching. Oh. I don't think that's what that says. Mystified by her stitching and where she gets the thread needles. Yeah. I think that's what happens to me. I get in there and I start watching her and I'm like, okay, she just started stitching. I didn't see her thread the needle. So maybe I just need to go back and look a little bit more. She doesn't pause very long. I guess that's what I've noticed of her stitching. Like, as you can tell, I pause a little bit to get my thread in that on the needle. And maybe because I just do one stitch and then I put it away. She probably does cross country or goes until the thread's done. This next color is 3721. He's out like a light, isn't he? Mm-hmm. That's okay, because he'll be up all night. Star says, sometimes I wonder if Michelle with Hayde is sitting back somewhere laughing her tail off thinking, these people think they're going to finish something. They just bought 6 charts a month ago. You're probably right, Star. I did have someone leave a comment on one of my videos. And she asked me how I was going to finish all these big projects that I do for Maid. And I said, I'm not going to finish them because that's not why I stitch. I stitch for the process more than trying to finish it. So, yeah, I will never, probably ever, finish anything. I might finish a mini, but that would probably be about the closest thing. I was trying to think when I started the Nightmare Before Christmas, and I'm not even fully there. I don't even know if I have 10,000. I don't have 10,000. I don't even have any projects that have 10,000 stitches. Three. Suki said, I can't figure out how she starts and stops her thread. She's so fast. Oh, I'll have to watch. Yeah, I'm going to go watch her later, maybe tomorrow morning. Kamari. Yeah, I don't know. Michelle said, or Star says, Michelle probably thinks we've lost our minds. Yeah, she probably does think. I wonder if Michelle stitches. 3371. I thought I just did that number. Oh, no, I didn't. I wouldn't either. I think most of us stitch because we love it. Yeah. That's why I do it. I do it because I love it, and then I also do it to relieve some stress. Or to even, sometimes my mind will wander, and to get things off of it, I feel like cross stitching helps a lot. That's probably why I stitch every morning before I go to work. Travis says, I think I'm over 30% complete now. I don't know if I have anything that's 30%. Turtle says, oh, no, let's go back to Janine. I have one project with 42,000, but that's my most finished piece. Oh, she has done with 42,000, but that's my most finished piece. Most have about 2,000 to 5,000. Yeah. That's mine too. 2,000 to 5,000. Clara says she does stitch full coverage. And Turtle Stitcher says, my traveling library has 22,000 finished. Thanks. That's my most advanced Haid, 5.52%. Well, you definitely are farther than me. And then, you said you're not going to do the... Yeah, I wouldn't start that. Does anyone see what is happening here? I already stitched this. And I didn't color it in. Oh, I thought I had that number already, and I already did that one. Something weird is going on. 3721. We already did that. Did I hit the undo button just now? I don't know. All right, 3787. And I don't know if we'll just keep stitching this block. I usually go till about 10. But I think I'm just going to do this block because the next block is just going to be the same thing where I'm doing one stitch at a time. And Star says, I wonder what Michelle's interests are. What does she stitch? Yeah, I don't know what she stitches. I wonder that too. And Dragon Lady says, I'm excited to see how many stitches you've done tonight, Busy Mom. You have really done well. Dragon Lady, there was already stitches already in the first block that I did today. So I probably have done over 100. That's it. Because this block wasn't... I can't remember it had stitches in it. No, but didn't. So I know for sure 100. It's not going to be 200. I know that. Star says, I'm a process and progress stitcher. I love to kit up. I get excited gathering the stuff I need, but then the progress kicks in. A lot of time and money is invested. I have to see it to the end. Yeah, there is a lot of money invested in all these charts, actually. That's a reason, another reason I really don't buy kits, because I already have a lot of DMC floss, so I just feel like if I buy a kit that I'm kind of wasting my money because it comes with thread. So I just would rather buy the charts and then buy fabric, because I really don't need the threads. One year for Christmas, my children did buy me a dimension kit, and it's still sitting in the drawer, not even stitched. Grayson, I'm curious to see if you're stitching a bird or a lizard. I think it's a lizard, but everyone's saying it's a bird. I'm going to go Google. After I get off of here, I'm going to Google later on. And see it, or even ask ChatGPT and see if he would know. He probably won't know. Gracie, you stitched this. Didn't you stitch this part? I thought you did this. You were further on it than me. Or was that a different chart? This is 3859. Turtle Stitcher says, I love the way you stitch in blocks. I can't resist following threads, though. Well, I get lost if I go somewhere else. I don't know. Sometimes I wish I could do cross country and things like this, because then maybe I wouldn't be stopping and going all the time. Dragon Lady says, I wish I could get a job kitting projects up for people. That's the most fun. Yeah, that would be fun. I actually have thought about, like, maybe, like, quitting my job and opening I would love to open a fabric store since Joanne's left. That would be a dream. Fabric store. And then I thought, oh, wouldn't it be, I could do a fabric store and then maybe a little coffee shop with cross stitching. I don't know. There's not too many people that cross stitch around where I live, so I don't know if I would get the business. I would get the business for the fabric, I know that, but not, I don't know about the cross stitching. Alyssa says, hello everyone, everybody. Sorry I had to drop off. That's all right. And Travis says, that is a bird in the top left corner. It's a bird. Everyone's saying it's a bird. I think it looks like a lizard. I don't know why. Star says, oh, that would be my dream job too. And Jerry Girl says, Turtle, I chase the thread also. Very much a cross stitcher. All right, that one's done. Now we're going to go to 3/860. Grace says, no, I'm not stitching this yet. Oh, she's not. I'm sorry. I thought you said you were. It's the stitching. Oh, it's the stitching shelf you're further off. Okay, I knew there was one of them that I was doing that you're doing. Turtle said, oh, there's a piece. Let's just use that piece. Turtle's Stitcher says, you could get quilters and sewists who want to embroider their project, so that would be a reason to have the floss. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's true. Travis says, I think it's supposed to be a cockatoo. So does cockatoos have, so where's the feathers? That's what I'm not understanding, I guess. Is it this blue stuff that's kind of coming out of on the side of him? And mine just doesn't show the depth of the, I gotta move for a minute. Sorry, I had to move my legs again. My legs and my back. Travis says, I think the dark pink on top is supposed to be the head feathers that pop up. Okay. Now I'm going to go on my Instagram and go to Siski's later on after I get off of here. Go to Siski's page. And I'm going to look and see what it looks like on hers. Because I know she's taken pictures of the whole thing, you know, and posted it on her Instagram. $3,860. Alyssa says, okay, now I'm gonna have to look it up, laughing out loud. Okay. Alyssa, why don't you look it up now and come back and report. Where is the bird's face? That's what I asked, Grace. That's what I would like to know too, Grace. Are we looking at the back of the bird's face? And Suki says, yes, it's a bird. Wings are down on each side. I looked the puzzle up on Google and Chat GPT. We probably have more detail in a 2x, yeah. Well, this lady's not doing that. It'll be fine. I'll just call it a lizard. This next one is 3,861. I mean, I hope all the other ones come out right. I feel like the elephant in that would. I really don't want to start this over again. So Travis, if you start this one, what are you doing the super size max colors? Or are you going to do the super duper when it comes out? Because I bet you this one comes out with super duper. I don't know if it will. That's just a guess that I'm guessing. Sophie says, bird's face is turned to the side towards the elephant. Okay. Okay, that kind of makes sense. It's looking to the left. It shows a side view of the head. So this little blush maybe at night? Nope. No, I don't know. We're all going to be studying this tonight. So you think am I stitching a little bit of a body right now then? Of the bird? My next color is going to be 3862. I don't have any of these colors on a thread. It's okay. And then Travis says if the 2 times stitch supersize max color comes out, I'll probably try to get it laughing out loud. I'm not definitely, if not, definitely the supersize max. Okay, you're going to do the supersize max color. Okay. And then Allison says, okay, yes, it's a cockatoo. A cockatoo, that's what Travis said it was. So, but Gracie wants to know, I'm sorry then, where's the bird's beak? Laughing out loud. Gracie, I'm with you, dude. I don't see beak, eyes. Alyssa says, I agree. I think because of the way the bird's head is turned, the beak gets a little lost in the tree leaves. Alyssa says, yes, that looks to be the body. So I am stitching a body. Next color, 3864. Grace says, Dawn, you can't leave until you finish this bird, laughing out loud. Well, we're only finishing this block. This girl, I have to get up for that. I don't think I'm going to get the bird finished. The detail is strange with this bird. Yeah. I think it looks like a bowling pin, laughing at Janine. Janine says a bowling ball. Now we got a bowling ball. I'm still with a lizard. Because look at how, doesn't that look like a lizard head? Like this right here. This. I actually had this stitch one time and had almost half his body done, the body done. And I still thought it was a lizard, but... Listen, Janine, she's laughing. Everyone's laughing at Janine. Dragon Lady says, you need to stand at least 3 feet away to see the beak, laughing out loud. Is that the, I don't know. I still, sometimes you don't even need to be 3 feet away. You can still see the, Travis says, I just found a 200-piece puzzle version of this, and I can see the beak in the picture. It does look like it would get lost in the green background. So that's probably what's happening. It's probably, yeah. So does this type of bird, I probably should just Google the bird while I'm online right now. So does this type of bird have feathers though? Where's the feathers? Or does it not really have like big feathers per se, I guess? Next color, 435. It's more than one stitch. Janine said, don't all birds have feathers? Well, I guess they do, but... Melissa says, the detail doesn't really show feathers. Okay. Janine says, I'm a goof. I can't help it. Kayla says, it's a bird. I thought it was a tail or something when I did mine. So did you do that? Okay, so are you done with yours, Kayla? Or are you still working on it? And then the next question would be, all right, what are you doing? Are you doing just regular or regular max color? Or are you doing super size? Dragon Lady says, I think we need a feather and plume expert now. We're demanding information for accuracy. And Grace says, they can lose their feathers. So, this bird lost its feathers. He looked like a lizard, a bowling ball, and lost its feathers. Alyssa says, LOL. I did look up the original artwork, but I think everyone options are hilarious. I choose to believe it's all of them. It can be whatever you want it to be. Grace said, it's a plane. Kayla said, still working on it, only 1.31% done. Regular size, 90 colors. So you're doing the regular size. Okay. So my next question, now that you said that, you're at 1.31. What am I at? I'm only at 0.23. So, are you to an elephant or a gorilla? And if so, do they look okay? Four, 3, 6. No, that was 4, 3, 5. This next one is 4, 3, 6. Dragon Lady says, no, it's Superman. Alyssa says, yes, bird experts are required. Alyssa says, it's a plane. And then we're laughing. Janine, I think birds only lose their feathers if they are sick. And if this bird or bowling pin was sick, why is it up in trees? Why is it up in trees? Why is it, if it's sick, why is it by the elephant and the gorilla? He's gonna make the elephant and the gorilla sick. I think they got carried away with the green color, maybe, on this area. Is their feathers, like on this bird, is their feathers really green? Maybe that's why it looks so... That's why can't see the bird really. Grace says, Janine, it can't fly. If it doesn't have feathers? It has to have wings to fly. And Kayla says, I can tell you where the gorilla is, but it's not finished yet. Okay. Alyssa said, maybe it's just about to fall out of the tree. Janine says, Grace, if it can't fly, it must have gotten thrown there by Miss Something. Maybe King Kong or the gorilla did it. And Alyssa says, no, it's a cream color. Oh, I was like, what's a cream color? But now I know what you're talking about. Their feathers are cream color? Okay. How many more colors do I have? 1, 5 more colors to put through. So this will definitely be my last box. We'll get through the rest of the colors, so we're not going to see if this is truly a bird yet. a lizard, or a bowling pin. We will come back. Yeah. No. Grace says, Janine, yes, that makes sense. Dragon Lady says, I don't know why I always call you Dragon Lady. You don't even, your username doesn't even have a lady in it, but I call you Dragon Lady. Dragon Lady, maybe someone threw it at the tree, trying to knock something else. Next color, 451. It's a little bit of a purple, I think. No, it's more of a gray color. Gray purple tint. And Alyssa says maybe it's just drunk. And Dragon Lady, or Grace says, Dragon Lady, a coconut? What's a coconut? Now it's like, it looks like a coconut? Yes, that could be it. Oh, maybe someone threw it at the tree trying to knock something else out. Oh, like a coconut. Okay. So they threw the bird at the coconut tree. And it went splat, maybe. Alyssa said, had too many coconut drinks. Yeah, maybe that's what happened. Dragon Lady says, maybe a drunk coconut. Wait, I see a pina colada in the future. I'm gonna park this one. Next up is 612. Janine says, Dawn, are you doing 500 on this one before you switch? No. So I'm not, no. So what happened, so the other night when I did a stitching shelf, I only got 100 and something on my live, and then Tuesday I did another 2 blocks, so I got it probably, because I already had some stitches already in it, so it probably got another 100, so it probably only got 300. So I'll stitch the rest of this block on this live, and then tomorrow I'll try to stitch 2 more blocks, and then, yeah, and then it's going away. So if I don't, I've decided that I think I might change my plans again, Jenny, really. I think I might just go back to, because it's very hard for me to get 500. In one day. I literally have to get 500 in 2 days. That I have noticed. I can't, unless it's block stitching, I could get 500 in a day. But I really can't get 500 in a day. So now I'm starting to feel like I'm never going to touch any of my projects like I was before. So I might just go back to doing 200 to 300 a day. And then every day I have a new project to do. I don't know. So that's my thinking again. I gave it a try, but I don't know. Dragon Lady says, sorry to leave you all. Had a great time, Busy Mom. Good night, all. Good night, Dragon Lady. Sleep tight. We will see you soon. Thanks for hopping on. Oh my good lordy. This will be the tip. I'll try it one more time. Grace says, do what you can and then switch it up daily. Yeah, I think I'm going to go back to that. But I think I'm going to just do one wheel. When I spin on my actually I might just, yeah, I think I'm going to switch it up tomorrow. So I think tomorrow, what was my net tomorrow's going to be? Because I think the next project that I have is confetti heavy too. It's mini trick or treat. I believe that was my next one. And that one is also confetti heavy. And I think it's not, I don't think the whole project will be confetti heavy. Kim, she's stitching it, but she's stitching the regular size, and she does that by, stitches all the numbers. So she has like all 310 done. And I'm kind of like in this part of this tree. So in the left-hand corner. So it's very confetti heavy with changing colors because of the leaves. So maybe I'll just start that one tomorrow. You know what? I think I am. I'm giving up on this 500 shebang already. It's probably because of these ones that take me forever. I'm actually surprised that I haven't got bored with my my monthly stitching that I'm doing on Toy Shop, because I do 100 stitches and I did that all last month and I'm doing it again this month. But I'm actually still enjoying it. Probably because I'm only doing 100 stitches. And actually that is my one of my favorites. I really do like that one. And I know if I keep moving, I'll get to some more stuff, because eventually once I get towards maybe in the middle of that, there'll be a lot of stuff popping in and out. This next color was 738. There's only one. And then we'll have 2 more colors to do, it looks like. So it'll be a little few minutes after 10. And then we'll probably I'm going to call it. Because I have a feeling I'm going to be up at 2 in the morning. This is just a one little stitch. But now I have this one to where all my boxes are filled. So no stitches are missing. So the next time I'll have even numbers, which is what I actually like the best. So I just thought maybe if I did 500, I would see more progress. But the way things are going, I'm going to see less progress on things because it's taking me forever just to do one project. So yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I think we all change all the time. If we didn't, we'd probably get bored. This next number is 779. And there is 2 of these. So next month for July, I'm actually, for my monthly stitching, I'm going to switch it up and I'm going to do, since 4th of July is our 250 year, I am doing a stitch from Stitches So Beautiful. It's a patriotic one, not the heart one. This other is a new one. So it'll be a new start, but that's going to be my monthly stitching for that month. So Toy Shop will be put away unless it gets called. There's a string hanging. Okay, let me go back into another string popped in this hole. And my thing that I have is in the other room. So I'm going to try to push it through with this. Okay. Let's see if I can get it through now. A little fuzzy guy came through. So we're just going to stitch and then I'll get my other thing later. And there's 2. Yeah, right here. There we go. And we're going to go over here where there's one by itself, I think. Right there. And we're going to park it. That actually goes above, not below. What? You know. We're almost done. We have one more stitch.
Just fine in here.
Yep. All right, my last 2 stitches is 842. Then I gotta clean up and get ready for bed. So you can kind of, I think this part that I've been doing that's taken forever is, I guess it looks like maybe the body. Well, I'm struggling tonight. Well, we're just gonna cut that off. I'm gonna go back down. Janine says, it's looking great. Thank you. As thread just came out of the needle on my last stitch. Grace says, the wing possible. It's coming along. Yeah, I guess it could be the wing. I'm going to go look at this, Google this after I get off of here. Well, when I'm laying in bed. So I'll actually clean up this area that I'm stitching and put everything back in the living room for my morning stitch, and then I'll go upstairs and sometimes I look at TikTok first, or I just stroll Facebook for a little bit. Okay. Let's mark that. And this is done. I'm done for the night. I'm going to show you guys. Let me get this in a big thing here. So this is where I am now on this humongous piece, as you can see. Hope I'm not coloring anything in. And so we just did the 2 blocks, and my count is for tonight is 100. You see how low the numbers are? 137 complete, and I'm at a 0.24%. So not too bad. Remember, that box had some already stitched, so it didn't get to be 200 really. So I think I am going to just start a different project tomorrow I think I'm going to put him away for a while. I know, that's why I'll never get done with him. But yeah, it's looking good. And this is what it'll look like after it is done. So let's look at this bird real quick. I still think it looks like a lizard. I don't know, peeps. Alright, guys. I'm going to call it. Please I'm not sure if I'll go live. I'll let you know. I'll post something in the afternoon if I decide to go live tomorrow night. So keep your notifications on. I want to thank everyone for coming on. I really appreciate everyone. It's a cooked chicken. Janine said good night. Not bad at all. And then she says, it's a cooked chicken. Good night, Grace. So yeah. So everyone, I hope you have a nice rest of your nice evening. If you still have some evening, or the rest of your day, if it's morning or not morning where you're at. So we will see you soon. Talk to you guys later. Bye.